Let's talk about structuring data in the Firestore database. There are many different ways of structuring the data. You can perform nested data in the documents. You can have subcollections. And you can also have root level collections. Now let's go ahead and take a look at each of these items a little bit closer. Consider an example that you are saving the grocery store, and the grocery store, each store contains a list of items that you want from the grocery store. You might use a nested data in the documents, something like this. Over here you can see that you have Walmart as the root element, which has the name, address, and the items. Items are bread, eggs, and milk. And this is how you can store the nested data in the documents. Now, there are obviously advantages of this approach. If you have a very simple kind of a list, a fixed list, then you can easily store them, as you can see in our example. But one of the disadvantages, obviously, is that it is not scalable, especially if your data expands over time. So maybe you're adding more and more items to your Walmart. We're talking about thousands of items, not hundreds. Now, the other collection or other way is storing it in subcollections. This is close to the other one, the nested collection, but in this one, what we are doing is that we are not storing the actual items at that level inside the items, but we are creating subcollections inside the items. So you can see we have collections like we have a bread, which has a price, brand, quantity. We have milk, which has price, brand, quantity, and so on. So this will give you a little bit more wiggle room, as you can simply add a more of a object, like an actual document, inside the items. The advantage obviously is as your list grows, the size of the parent document doesn't really changes. And one of the disadvantages is that you can't easily delete the subcollections. So that will be a little bit tough to do, but it is possible. Now let's go ahead and look at the root level collections. Now in the root level collections, we can have stores collection, which will have Walmart and H-E-B and Randall's and other stores. And we can also have the grocery items at the root level, another collection, grocery items, which has bread, milk, and each grocery item will have a link back to the particular store. As you can see right over here, we have the bread, and this bread is from Walmart, but the milk is from H-E-B. The advantage obviously is that it is very good for many-to-many kind of relationships, and it provides powerful querying within collection. And Firestore does have a very, very interesting querying facilities. The downside is that sometimes getting the data that is naturally hierarchical or nesting, it might become a little bit difficult because, as you can see, there is no nesting and relationship between Walmart and grocery items. They are kind of like their own collections at root level. So that might become a little bit challenging. So now that we know about how to structure the data, let's go ahead and apply these techniques.